Okay, so Limbus, right? Let's talk about it. So about a month ago, I made my review of Limbus Company, and there were some flaws I had with the game. I was worried there wasn't going to be too many ways for free-to-play to get lunacy, the currency of rolling. Also, I said the phones need to be optimized so it doesn't feel like you're groping the center of Chernobyl whilst playing this game. And my final flaws were that mirror dungeons are annoying to farm, and human fights felt like an anime fight developed on the budget of 3 nickels and a tube of toothpaste. And in case you don't know what the hell I just said, yeah, don't worry, I'm with you on that one. Basically, the human fights felt like garbage. But let's look at how they improved upon all of my flaws in just 1 month. Well, straight up, you now get 5 pulls and 15 levels on the battle pass weekly. And when you're at the max level on it, which is honestly easy as hell to do, you then get 15 to 45 shards to spark something from the gacha, if you're on the free battle pass. And if you're on the paid, then you get 45 to 135. And Refraction Railway exists, which is a monthly event where they give you 30 pulls and a 10 pull which has a guaranteed 3-star, which is the highest rarity unit. So I was worried about the pulls players can expect to get, and then Project Moon decided to give us a mukbang of gacha. And straight up, I think this is a really good amount of pulls for players to get. As long as you play the game daily, you should be able to get most of the units you want for free. Now when it comes to phones being optimized, I've heard some people saying the game runs much better on theirs, whilst others have been saying the game feels as though it runs like it's been getting waterboarded for about a week straight after spending roughly a year in an Iron Maiden. Basically, they're working on improving the game on phones, and their work has been bearing fruit, as most say, bare minimum, it runs better than release. But if it's playable, seems to be down to how good your phone is. Now when it comes to mirror dungeons, we only have to do 3 weekly as opposed to the 5 weekly at release. But they do run faster due to the changes in how sanity affects your coin values. At release, 45 sanity meant a 70% chance to roll heads. Now, 45 sanity means a 95% chance to roll heads. So enemies are dying considerably faster now, but you still need to be there to select auto win rate and select the nodes in the mirror dungeon. It's great that they're faster, but it'd be cool if we had a sweep function for the weekly mirror dungeon runs you need to do. They can't make it for all mirror dungeon runs, as that would mean a very easy way to get spark shards, thus making the gacha useless, but it would be chill to have those 3 weekly runs go by instantly, which is something they did to the daily farming stages. You can now sweep those. And deadass, more gacha games need to do this. Making it so the daily grind finishes immediately is godlike. I've been playing Arknights for more than 2 years, and Hypergriff has never even heard the term sweep function. Deadass, their dictionaries don't even contain the word sweep. That shit is like Voldemort to them. I love the game, but it's annoying as hell to farm in it. Even though there's auto-deploy, that shit still takes much longer than a simple sweep function. Now, okay, onto the human fights. They no longer feel terrible because of the coin chance change. In the past, I felt like a bad roll could snowball against you, but now when you get 45 sanity, you're straight up shitting on the enemies, committing actual war crimes, but deadass, them bitches deserve it. Although one change I would be interested in seeing in the combat is making it so sanity is harder to get. It feels really easy to get to 45 sanity, and from there the game boils down to you matching your big numbers against the enemy's smaller numbers. If they made it so sanity was harder to get to 45, then the fights would have more build up before you could start destroying the enemies. Also, ego overclock is fucking amazing. Getting the ability to make the sinners experience a mental breakdown on command is a power I always wanted to have. But overall, the combat is in a much better place than the release. But on to the most important thing in the game right now, Refraction Railway. A monthly event where you fight bosses, do unspeakable acts of carnage against them, and get a banner to flex on people with. Now, I like Refraction Railway because you can build up so many ego resources, which makes teams feel complete, so to say. Like in most story fights, I never felt I could fully experiment with ego, but in Railway you get so many resources to where it always feels like an option in a fight that you can build into with your other moves. Like putting maggots on enemies and having Ryoshu bleed the shit out of them, or using body bag on Heathcliff before using quick suppression so you could get really good damage. But there are some problems with Railway. If you want to get the special banner, then there really aren't many viable strategies. Now, don't get me twisted, there are many good units for Railway, and some of the best are 2 stars, but the strategy always boils down to you wanting to rush down the enemy like they just dropped the soap in a prison shower. Tanking strategies are not good in the slightest, which is unfortunate because to get the banner you basically need to play in a rushdown manner. But at the same time, the banner doesn't mean anything. It's cosmetic and honestly, bro, who the fuck cares? Yeah, I'ma keep it a buck. It's something I'ma put on my card and then nobody will ever see it again, because who goes through the friends list in the game? It's pretty much just for bragging rights. So while getting it means playing in one certain way, which is unfortunate, but there isn't really much reason to get it. However, the last thing I want to talk about is skill cycling. If you got zero clue what that is, you basically put up a defense skill, and then the next turn, whatever that defense skill replaces is now a different skill. This means getting to skip skill 1s, which are generally ass. Now, it's a bug, but I want them to do the Todd Howard method of approach and make it a feature. Here's why. I have been checking out some low turn clears of refraction, and seeing the synergy present in those clears is really fun to watch. I saw a video where someone put slash fragility and weakness analyzed on the Mega Furry, and then they proceeded to obliterate it with Cloud Cutter. They deadass put Mega AIDS on the bitch and euthanized it. Now, that's fun as fuck to watch, but getting a combo like that off is really hard. You need to get really good RNG, which makes the process of getting those skills a lot of go in, if bad skills, leave and repeat until you get good skills. One suggestion I thought about and have been hearing a lot of people suggest is making a system where you could refresh a skill slot by using sanity or ego resources. So let's say you got 10 charge on Dawn and your dashboard is 2 skill ones. Normally, that's fucking shit. That's what makes a grown man cry. But what if you could spend 5 sanity to change one of those skill ones? Straight up remove it and have the next skill on the dashboard replace it. So what was once a wasted turn is now a rip space, turning the enemy into a liquid state of matter. I think that would only serve to increase the strategy of the game and make the player have more choices presented to them, as opposed to just making sure they'll outroll the enemy. Now, I do want to clarify, I'm not sitting here saying that my suggestions are the best. Project Moon is the one creating the game, and based on their track record, I got a lot of faith in them. But as a player, I think some changes like swapping out skills and making sanity harder to get would make the game more interesting to play. But that's just my opinion. So with that being said, I'm off to go cannibalize my local orphanage as a catalyst for Pierre Ryoshu. And yeah, little note, if you disagree with my opinions, I will eat you too. You know, I don't think that came out the way I wanted it to.
I can't get my mind